Royal reality, royal reality, this is reality, complete package say, royal reality, yelele ama, yelele 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 ama, yama, yelele ama, yelele 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 ama.
No, you go go down.
Don't
See,
worry.
let me tell you something.
I will
Regular,
laugh
see,
am.
let me tell you something. Regular sports, regular this thing will help you.
I know they do.
And again, do you have waist trainer?
I get waist trainer.
Even
When I for when
yes. No, you might not be comfortable. It's good the way you
But
look.
you have to.
You know my mom is flexible.
Yeah. You see what's her name? What's the name?
What's
the name? I think she
name?
later changed. She went to change.
Yes, it's true.
Because it will not. You know that you don't waist trainer. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. But some people, okay, now if
But you know that there are some waist trainer you can use. There is one that this lady is there's one that this lady is selling. I think no, Annie did here. I don't know if she's even CC. There's one waist trainer.
yes.
That one they use it. Yes.
Sissy and Tasha, I think they are ambassadors of
Get
fit.
yes.
But now it's not everywhere. Now people are not really using their waist trainer.
Yes, no.
Like everywhere.
Besides, if I think Sissy has that. Even Anita Joseph, there's something that I have that you can use for sports. I think Sissy, Anita Joseph, even Anita. I think Anita.
Better you wear that waist trainer.
Yeah, if you are jogging.
This aerobics what they do. You know go green, you want to stretch, move like this. I know it will suffocate you.
There is the type you can use.
Very
Those ones that have those ones that has
zip or be that.
yes.
I get them.
Why didn't
I
you
get
bring
that.
it? You should have brought those ones that have this thing. You
No,
dey use them.
tomorrow,
Most.
I will wear it.
Okay, it's here itself.
My mom.
Now you didn't say the play. See, by there, go and eat first. Come back and freshen up and go for a talk.
That's not what she said.
Yeah, we should freshen up.
Also, what I'm saying is, you should have dressed and come downstairs. Immediately after your what's it called? Dinner.
Okay, now Abuja, you know. I'm serious. I'm serious. Now, Kubaristic. Seriously?
I said, that is the yeah. I'm a celebrity in something. Hey!
After you don't dress.
Hey! How do you see? On the north now, what I do see? To of us. Just say that is a tag in that picture. Yeah. That film too. So let's go and go check it out. So don't be everybody. I don't see it now. Just now promise. See, I stopped this one. I felt like that's how the president did like really shock. Did you shock me? I shocked you. You shocked me. I check you now. You pick that easy. Okay. On Instagram, see who is it together. This is celebrity. Hey! Present that kind of thing to her. It will make sense.
Why go present on to now? And the thing is that me and you like to talk something.
Except so. But the issue when you come
see, if you see normal people there, the difference, people at least they grow up for East and the rest, you understand? Also grow up for that, just the Lagos. The way artists do it, just play.
But Lagos come from?
And Lagos based, then she know they go house and worship.
I'm always comfortable using something tiny like this.
I don't know.
Wait, I don't see
Okay, yeah. So I
I
like
wear waist chain. Why?
I think it's waiting.
I don't see some. I forget that you see it.
Hey, God,
Are you done?
Yes. Because I hear
I'm sure
something.
that's in place here.
In fact,
You're not serious.
30%. When they take a
But
woman.
I don't like that.
A year, no me talk out. When they take a woman. Down.
Okay.
Another 30. Fashion. Another 30.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Not done.
Then when it's
Another 30 protection. That's 90. The remaining 10, I don't know why. They just see people
just
they
like
want.
Exactly, now one of the very, now one of the
But me, I'll
This
get on
is a
it.
small
I'll get on
this
it.
is a mirror.
So any sport
But if you don't, if you know,
But you see,
but you
this
know
guy
what
always
it's
come
like
down.
because
you saw those videos, because I'm called for, you don't understand something. He did try to choke people, he had to choke people, then he couldn't come back.
Okay, let me tell you something. Forget babes, forget Bahala, forget their problem. They have mood swing, they have everything. So, go take the hands off. That's
Last, see,
that's a very
see,
simple. That's all.
last, you don't get what.
Oh
And
boy,
they
yeah.
see, they do the truth and number for her. Assuming
You do it.
truth and they don't do for her.
Okay.
Assuming they do for her, you will still do for her.
I don't understand.
She will talk one now, she no go gree.
But the major thing, now people don't agree. How about the other guy will agree to?
See, if you don't gree, they will say, but she go prolong am.
I won't do that.
Omo does the shine on
No, we all do. We all do.
you. Give me
So over the line you will say.
Okay, you know, they know what happened. I mean, they don't there in the night. Before, but me, I don't forget it tomorrow now. Now, we wake up 6 o'clock.
now.
It makes sense if you
Let me
get better. Let me say you get better. Wait, come on like this. You can't even waste two.
flat tummy and you actually
You're not wearing waist
not
two.
like
See, it's good when you're having me. I like when I'm having when I'm doing this. It's not well placed. I know, I'm not done. Yeah, I like it. I'm talking to you. When I'm doing something, it's good. When you bend and do that sound.
That's not waiting. That's not waiting. Calm down.
Come on, what do you know? I don't know. No, I don't. The mouth is. You don't like that. Are you done? Can I drop this?
I like nose ring. I like neck chin. They're saying I like it. So I don't
No,
know.
but
That's
since
what I like to slay.
most of these things
I
get
don't like that. Really.
get
Not the leg chain, not before slavery. No,
Get
I
the
mean, I like
slippers.
it. I don't like it. You don't like the mouth beat. I don't even like it.
that's it. There's this space.
You don't go understand.
What is my this thing doing there?
Fish what they say, the one that man love.
Fish time.
No, yes.
What's it called?
Not be tight also.
Titus.
No, not tight also. All those brown fish. Exactly. Na pala.
Smoked. Is this
Na
smoked?
pala.
What is it?
I don't know say na round.
No, I'm talking about normal. What's Titus fish? Very sweet to fry.
Titus fish no dey sweet on garri.
Yeah.
Na all those brown fish dey sweet on garri.
No, dry. Oh,
They dey even use flour fry am.
if not be. Okay, flour. And use Titus flour.
to calm my mom down. You know what she did? Just
May the Lord bless you. May the
standing
Lord
up.
prosper you.
Babe.
You will be a man and boys and girls.
Come on.
Girls will go in. Men will favor you. You will succeed. You will live, you will not die. You will grow them grey hairs together. May the good Lord bless you, my children. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
That is fair.
You got a
It was free, right? It was free. I love your face. Like that of Jackie Apia. I love that.
I'd like to officially welcome you all to the Royal Court. My name is Lady Bianca Anonobi, and I'll be presiding over this court for the next couple of weeks. You can simply call me my lady. Kindly sit. I know we're all wondering, what exactly is the Royal Court about? To start with, the Royal Court is a sacred place. Nothing goes wrong in the Royal Court. Whatever decisions that are taken in the Royal Court are seen as right and as law. The Royal Court is a place where we get to deliberate on certain issues that may arise in the Royal House. We also get to talk about our daily activities and generally just talk about certain topics as we may deem fit, share our views on them and all whatnot. Now, for today's agenda, we are going to be having the House Leader Challenge, which is called the Duke or Duchess Challenge. Now, for this challenge, one person is going to be elected as the Duke or Duchess of the house, meaning the person is going to oversee every other housemate. And of course, there are certain benefits, juicy benefits, if I must say, attached to this particular title. Firstly, the Duke or Duchess is going to have one room to himself or herself, as the case may be. Meaning, there's a particular room which many of us don't know about yet, that is vacant. And the Duke or Duchess is going to move to that room and stay in that room alone. Also, the Duke or Duchess is going to become my right-hand man or woman, of course. I'm sure we all love this idea, or don't we? Definitely. All right. So, I must also add that the Duke or Duchess Challenge is not compulsory. You can choose not to contest for it. I mean, we are not forcing anyone to contest for the Duke or Duchess Challenge. Now, let me ask, is there anyone that would like to contest for the seat of the Duke or Duchess? Please signify by raising up your hand. That's literally everyone here. Okay, except the both of them. Who else? Okay, that's about 99% of the house. Okay. Now, for today's challenge, it's going to be very intellectual. A very intellectual challenge. We're not going to be doing like jump ropes or anything. You're going to be having a presentation. You give us a 3-minute speech on a topic that I'm going to talk to you about shortly. Now, what is that topic? If I were president. Yes, interesting. If I were president, that's the topic for today's challenge. Now, the question is, if you were elected as the president of Nigeria, or if you were the president of Nigeria, what would you do to curb the problem of insurgency in the Northeast?
Royal reality, Royal reality,
Welcome to HitupTV Ventures, makers of Reef Stable Water. We have modern and state-of-the-art water treatment and ultrafiltration equipment. Our customers cut across the length and breadth of Abuja and beyond. Our products include 50 cl, 75 cl, and 150 cl bottled water. We also produce and package 20 liters dispensable bottled water in the most perfectly hygienic environment. Reef Stable Water also offers customized products for your weddings, housewarming, birthdays, and other occasions. Reef Stable Water is produced and packaged by HitupTV Ventures. We are located at Plot 9 Efik Close, Karu Site, Abuja.
I'd like you to take the podium, introduce yourself, and give us your speech.
The issue of our security from the very grassroots, from the part of the police to the army, every arm should be considered and looked into.
The security issue in our country, especially in the north, in Borno, most especially, to be precise, it's something that has to do with, as a result of unemployment, joblessness in the north.
I will stop discrimination among the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Middle Belt.
The political problems, which is the Igbos and the Hausas and Yorubas, I'm going to stop discrimination.
I think when people are not educated, they don't really know the worth of life. So they go around killing people, thinking that education is not good. So I'm pointing out education because it's really important.
If I were to be a president, I would create job opportunities all over the states.
If I have to be the president of Nigeria and to curb the insurgency in the north, that is security. Security is the protection of lives and property. And it's part of my major responsibility as the chief commandant of the armed forces. First of all, I will commence census. It's been long census has been done in Nigeria. I want to find out who and who, because most of these Boko Haram, they're not Nigerians. They're from the neighboring countries, Fulani, Niger. So I'll carry out census to know who actually is causing all this. Then secondly, I'm going to educate them. Of course, education has been done there, but I don't know, they should also have this kind of mentality. But when I give them skill acquisition, for them to learn trading, stuff that will boost their income, I think it will go a long way.
The major problem they have is lack of education, which I think most people feel the people that are making all this are from the north, most especially the northern people, the Hausas and whatever, and other Fulani people. But the issue is lack of education is actually what is causing all this. Because if they are really educated, they won't go on killing people and doing other things. And also lack of unemployment. So I will make sure I create a room for them to be educated, and also create job employment, not just them being educated, but also it's not all about being to school that make you educated.
I will put in good security to protect my people and also provide the necessary needs for them.
First of all, I must make sure I see myself as a leader and not a ruler. And what do I mean by that? I must listen to the cry of my people in terms of security. I must make sure I change and remove some security heads because those presently has failed to bring peace and order in terms of my security system. Secondly, I shall see it as an incommensurable exigency to deploy some of my security and war force to fight the issue of Boko Haram because my government should be stronger than any terrorist group.
The issue of security in our nation is a very complex one, and hence, we must have to look at the basics. As the president, I'm looking forward to changing all the security chiefs if at any point in time they do not deliver. Away from that, we are also going to consider strengthening the land borders in areas because we know that most of these people committing these grievous crimes are not from our country. And those that are in our country have been morally bankrupt. So I'm going to ensure that the sensitizational program is done on a regular basis to ensure that our people are being sensitized to know the values and uphold to them. More so, we are also going to be looking forward to educating our people because education is the backbone of every solid economy. So once our people are educated, they understand what it means to secure the territory and also know what it takes to respect the life of their fellow individuals. So I believe there are so many things, of course, we are going to do. But when we put these things in place, I strongly believe that security is going to result back to normalcy.
And when we talk about leadership, there are some qualities that are expected from a leader. And these are the qualities that a leader should be looking out for. Like the one-time president said of America, do not ask something from your country. What do you have to offer to your country? Like paraphrase, rephrased. Now, why am I saying this? You need, first of all, there are some qualities. You're not autocratic. You need to listen to your people and all that.
If I was to be president of Nigeria, okay, the first thing is the security and education. And okay, I have to provide all what they need.
If I were to be the president of this noble country, Nigeria, I'd say it's time to mend the bridge. I'd say it's time for a tactical change. And I'd say it's time to say no to corrupt leaders. Now, I'm going to start from the head. Now, when the head is faulty, the rest of the body and the mind goes to an unrest state. Now, what am I trying to say here is, most of these Boko Haram parodies are not really uneducated. Now, using firearms and using a tated bomb to your chest is not a knowledge that comes cheap. These are knowledge being funded by corrupt leaders. And I'd say it's a time for tactical change to check those leaders and make a change from the top to the bottom.
Security is a major challenge across Nigeria, and it has been something that has been bordered upon across the fellow leaders of Nigeria.
Well, the first, obviously, is to fight corruption. And corruption, as has been said earlier, has to be fought by removing corrupt leaders.
I will deliberate and I will also talk to my ministers about educational and marital understanding.
The issue of insurgency is no longer news in this country, and insecurity should be number one priority of any elected government.
The leaders is our fault. And if I was to be a president, my main aim should be in the leaders.
Before you solve a problem completely, you should go to the grassroots of that problem.
I would work things in my own way, in my own policy.
I will lead this fight.
The first step I will take is I have to pay them a surprise visit.
I'm going to invest in electricity because it helps to reduce the crime rate.
I will overhaul the leadership of the security.
I will also create local security like the vigilantes.
I'll give an orientation on the importance of life.
We all know not only our youth needs education, most of our leaders are not educated.
build trust between I and people.
The family is the grassroots which makes up a country. When an individual loves, love tolerates. Love does not discriminate.
I'll provide education.
Royal reality, royal reality.
Whoever emerges as a duke or duchess of the royal house, there's a room that was specially made and kept for the duke or the duchess of the house. Thirdly, the person is going to be my right hand, man or woman. Now, to the roles and responsibilities. Whoever emerges as the duke or duchess of the royal house is going to wake all the housemates up first thing in the morning at the stipulated time, which I'm going to discuss with the individual that emerges as the duke or duchess. Also, the duke or the duchess of the royal house is going to pass important information to the royal housemates, meaning the duke or duchess of the house is going to be the intermediary between the lady of the house and the royal housemates. So if you have anything to say to the lady of the house or anything to report, as the right-hand man of the lady of the house, you're going to have to talk to the duke or the duchess of the house, who is thereafter going to convey the message to the lady of the house. Do we all understand? Yes. Thank you very much. The royal court has decided. Samuel Chinonso. Please stand up. You are hereby declared as the Duke, the first Duke of the Royal House. Please step forward and have your staff of office and take seats at my right hand. Now, if you have anything, any complaint whatsoever, you're going to go through my right-hand man. Do we all understand? Yes. The court conveys
Royal reality, royal reality, this is reality, complete package say, royal reality, yelele ama, yelele 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 ama, ama, yelele ama, yelele 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 ama, ama. Open your eyes and tell me what you see. This is the time.